I love it. I'm hoping. I mean, I know it's going to stay for someone. I'm hoping most of it stays because it's good.
I get mixed reactions. I've talked to a lot of judges and they like it. They're going to keep it for some things, and then some judges just hate it. Yeah.
The amount of cases I can do in a day now, and the access for clients, it's amazing. So. And then, Mike, I assume
Keep talking. I'm not starting yet.
No, it's okay. If you guys can put me and Mr. Levitt into a breakout room when available.
Marianne will do that right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, good, he's here.
Mary Ann, I'm trying. Turn the light on. There's a way to turn this fan off. I don't know what it is. It's 8:59. We're making good time. Mr. Kaplan, did you have enough time to talk to Mr. Levitt? Levitt?
Mr. Levitt, yes, Your Honor, we have reached a resolution.
This is 21RP01119OM, City of Romulus versus Century Transportation. Appearances, please.
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael Levitt, P45336. I represent the defendant, Century Transportation.
Today is the time set for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, my client wishes to waive the reading of the charges, and we've reached a resolution.
And that resolution, please.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr.
No,
Hackman.
The people are going to make a motion to reduce the fuel tax violation to a double parking with a fine of $200.
That is agreeable to my client, Your Honor. My client wishes to avail itself of that plea. I do have full authority on behalf of Century Transportation to enter this plea of responsibility to the amended charge.
And the $200 will be paid when?
Can we have until July 5th, Your Honor, if that's possible?
Inasmuch as the parties have agreed that the sole count of motor carrier fuel tax return violations, which is a misdemeanor, will be reduced to double parking, with the defendant, Century Transportation, agreeing to be responsible for that double parking and to pay a fine of $200 on or before July 5th, 2021. The court will adopt that, write it in the file, and Mr. Levitt, if you just ensure that your client make that payment as agreed.
I will do so, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Anything else in this matter, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Levitt?
No, Your Honor. Have a good week.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kaplan.
Thank you. Have a great one.
This is 21RP217016A and B. The City of Romulus versus Betty Jo Keynes. There is count 1, malicious use of commercial carrier. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $500 fine plus cost. That's from November 4th, 2020. There's also a count of stalking, again, a misdemeanor. Ma'am, would you state your name for the record, please?
My name is Betty Jo Keynes. Good morning.
Ms. Keynes, today is the day and time set for your arraignment and pretrial in this matter on the 2 charges that the court just read. Were you intending to proceed on your own this matter this morning, or are you looking for the assistance of counsel?
I would like the assistance of counsel, please.
Our court-appointed attorney, Mr. Batar, is here. Mr. Batar, there's a stalking and malicious use of commercial carrier. There's an offer in the file that if Ms. Keynes pleads guilty to 1 count of stalking, the sentence would be deferred for 12 months, no contact with Linda or Michael Patton-Dude, and the other count would be dismissed.
Morning, Judge. Thank you. Josh, do you have
Morning, sir.
any reports on this?
I already sent it to you with a little background on the case.
Thank you.
This is 21W548983A and B and 184246FY. The A and B files are Wayne County Sheriff / Romulus versus Keith Deshawn Tolliver.
Yes.
Mr. Tolliver, would you state your name for me, please? Mr. Tolliver, you are scheduled this morning for pre-trials and pre-hearing in the matters from December 5th, 2020. There is an offer from the prosecutor in the file that if you plead responsible to the added count of double parking and pay a fine of $400, that the driving while license suspended and the disobeying a traffic signal will be dismissed. Do you wish to accept the offer from the prosecutor?
I'm sorry. What is the
I didn't hear your question, sir.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Tolliver,
Yes, ma'am.
did you hear the offer?
No, I did not. I was asking you to repeat it if you can, please.
The offer is that if you plead responsible to the added count of double parking and pay a fine of $400, the misdemeanor driving while license suspended, revoked, or denied will be dismissed, and the disobeying a traffic signal will be dismissed. My question to you was, do you wish to accept the offer from the prosecutor, or would you like to proceed with the pretrial in this matter?
I think it would be in my best interest to accept the offer.
Mr. Tolliver, you understand that if you plead responsible to the added count of double parking, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter. You won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Tolliver, is it true that on December 5th, 2020, in the city of Romulus, you were double parked?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. Tolliver, the court will accept your plea of responsible to the added count of double parking, dismiss the misdemeanor and the civil infraction. Are you able to pay the $400 within 30 days?
No, ma'am. I am not.
Are you able to start making payments within 30 days?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Mr. Tolliver, your phone number, please.
734-796-0937.
Your file will be sent to collections. You can either go online and submit a request for payment plan, or you can call the court and ask to speak to the collections department, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else in this matter, Mr. Kaplan?
Your Honor.
Any questions, Mr. Tolliver?
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Yes, actually, I do. I have a when I got
Mr. Tolliver,
can you hear me?
I can hear you, but if you would stop moving around, I'm getting a lot of background noise.
I'm sorry. When I was
That's okay.
when I got my letter, it said I was going to court for the driving while suspended license, the running the red light, and it was a third thing. It was a possession of marijuana, and I don't.
You have a. That was the next thing I was going to go to. There's a state case. There's a possession of marijuana. You owe money. there's $346 that you owe on this case. So when you talk to the collections department, you can make a payment arrangement that covers both the double parking and the marijuana case. Okay?
He disappeared.
I lost him. Okay, you know what? Mariana tried. If he comes back, we'll pick up the conversation. Otherwise, I see that Mr. Batar is back. Was that enough time with Ms. Haynes?
Well, Judge, we're just going to ask for another pretrial. I'll have the opportunity to call Ms. Haynes before that pretrial. We'll discuss the case further. So I guess all we need to do is arraign her and set that pretrial date, Judge, and I'll try and contact Mr. Kaplan about the case as well.
Okay. Again, this is 21R217016A and B, malicious use of commercial carrier and stalking. This both are from November 4th, 2020 in the city of Romulus. Appearances.
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Batar on behalf of Betty Jo Keynes.
And for the purposes of arraignment, Mr. Batar.
Judge, we'll waive a formal reading. Stand mute, please.
As to bond in this matter,
Judge, we're asking for a personal bond. Apparently, this was a case that was issued previously, was dismissed without prejudice on some type of procedural grounds when I was not the attorney. She's always appeared at all the court hearings. We think a personal bond would be appropriate.
Your Honor, we have no objection to any bond. We just request a no contact order put in place for complaining witnesses Linda and Michael Patnod.
is the last name of the complaining victims PattenaudE?
Yes, Your Honor. Apologize for my handwriting.
Thank you. That's okay. Bond in this matter will be set at 1,000 personal. Ms. Keynes, you are to have no contact with Linda or Michael Patnod. No contact means no contact. No direct contact, no contact through social media. Don't send messages through third persons. Understood?
Understood.
If you violate the term of your bond, you could have your bond revoked.
Okay.
As for the next date in this matter, we are looking at August 5th, 2021 at 9:40 a.m. And that will be with Judge. She didn't put anything, Marianne, but I think it's Judge Green. Can you check the master for August 5th and see who has Romulus, please?
I believe it's Judge Green next, Your Honor.
It is?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Kaplan.
What was that time, Judge?
9:40.
Thank you. And
I'm
Ms.
putting
Keynes,
Judge Green in the file if it's something different. I'm sorry?
no, go ahead, Judge. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I'm putting Judge Green in the file. If it's something different, your notice will reflect that.
It is Judge Green.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge
Ms.
Green on
Keynes,
August 5th.
Ms. Keynes, I need a phone number from you.
734-752-9662.
Great. I'll give you a call later on today. Okay, Ms. Keynes, we'll be able to
Thank
talk
you.
a little bit longer that time.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Mr. Tolliver, you're back. How can we help you? You're muted, sir.
My phone had died. I was just making sure we had got everything clear. I apologize for that.
The marijuana case, I told you there's a balance of $346 due. So when you call the collections department or submit a request for payment, be sure that you reference that as well. They can make it one payment plan that covers both the double parking file and the marijuana file.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure we were both clear. I appreciate it.
We're good.
Have a blessed day. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Your Honor.
Mr. Tolliver. Have a good day. This is 21RP002380M, City of Romulus versus Erica Hewlett.
That's me.
Mr. Jadala was on this matter previously. Ms. Hewlett, have you been in contact with Mr. Jadala since we were here on April the 1st?
I tried calling the court yesterday to see if I could talk to the public defender that I had, and they said that I would talk to him before court today, and I haven't talked to him. They said that I would talk to him at a waiting room today, and that hasn't happened.
He's not here just yet. The matter is scheduled at 9:20, so have you sit tight, mute yourself, and when he shows up, I'll put you into a waiting room with him, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Josh, do you have a list of offers you can send me?
I can send you all the pleas I had. Otherwise, I mean, anytime you meet with anybody, I'll email it to you individually too. But I can send you all the pleas.
Whichever way is easier for you. I'm easy either way.
I'll do both because I'm gonna send you all the police reports anyway as we go.
Good morning, Mr. Nolan.
Morning.
Oh, I see Mr. Jadala's here. Ms. Hewlett, you'll be put into a breakout room with him.
Dan, you should have all the pleas.
Good morning, Mr. Jadala.
Good morning, Judge Martin.
Erica Hewlett is here. Mary Ann's gonna move you into a breakout room with her.
Was there an offer on Miss Hewlett? I'm sorry.
Yes.
The offer is for disorderly person, 6-month deferred.
Judge, was today just a regular pretrial or a final pretrial?
I have it as a final pretrial.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning,
Thank you.
Ms. Belcher.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
Kimberly Scott.
She is at 10 o'clock and she has Attorney Upshaw.
Mr. Upshaw, I'm looking at that. She's early. If he pops in, we'll get them taken care of. Ms. Belcher, what are you here for this morning?
Your Honor, I have Devin Riggins. He's scheduled at 9:30.
Riggins?
Yes, ma'am.
If he pops in, we'll call the file.
Thank you.
Did you need to speak to Mr. Kaplan about this matter?
I have the old plea form and the report already. If the offer is still just failure to report, then I do not need to speak with him.
Failure to report and double parking.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, just so you know, it's possible I may have to leave for a few minutes at some point. If I do end up having to do that, Mr. Bowditch is going to come in and relieve me, okay?
Thank you for letting us know.
You're welcome, Judge. And he's
Marianne, I
probably
knew it was
there
too
in
good to be
the,
true.
he's probably somewhere there in the courthouse roaming the hallways.
Roaming the halls.
Well, you know, it's hard to get Jeff out of court. He is dying to come back. And I think he's there because he has a bench trial scheduled later in the morning.
He is here. He's 2 offices down from me.
Oh, there's the other one. Leanna's talking to court too, Judge.
Yeah.
Look at that
I am.
picture behind you. I wonder where that picture went.
Your Honor, at around 10:30ish, I have a case in Frank Murphy. I apologize. I got it as late as possible.
You have a case where?
In Frank Murphy College at Third Circuit. So I'm gonna have to take a break for a little bit. I'm sure. I think I should be able to get just about all of my docket done before then. But the court messed up.
We're trying.
I know. No, I know it's not you.
The first case was here at 8:46, and I wanted to come out then, but I knew if I started then, we would still have this dead time that we have right now. Mary, I think we should start calling people and asking them where they are from the 9 o'clock docket.
Yeah,
I see that, but
have
that's all.
unless Dan,
What,
if you want to represent me for my my Frank Murphy case, I don't mind. You're there more than me.
That's what I was going to ask. What judge do you got?
Judge Cox.
Oh, I get along well with Judge Cox, but I'd rather not see him this morning.
Okay.
Mr. Jadala, was that enough time with Miss Hewlett?
I just asked Miss Hewlett. Miss Hewlett, like I was telling you, you'd have time to pay. You can ask the judge for time to pay. Did you want to proceed with taking the plea, ma'am?
Yeah. I mean,
This
as long
is
as there's not-
2-1 I'm sorry, do you want to go back into a breakout room?
yeah, because I'd like it to be explained longer because I only got like not even a minute to talk to him.
We can go back, Judge.
Marianne will take care of that.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Mileto.
Morning, Judge. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm okay.
Who's your client?
Maria Poli?
She's not scheduled till 9:40, but if she appears in our waiting room, Marianne will pull her in.
Oh, okay. Okay. Would you like me to just kind of mute, stop the video, and wait for her? I can give her a call too.
Mr. Mileto, have you seen the police report on this one? Because I'm the prosecutor.
Have I seen the police report? No.
All right. Your Honor, can I get a breakout room briefly with them?
Absolutely. Good morning, Attorney Jordan.
Good morning. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I have.
Who's your client?
Dante Faulkner. I do need to speak to the prosecutor if possible.
Mr. Faulkner is scheduled at 9:30. 9:30. We have a few unidentified people in our waiting room. I'll have Mary Ann pull them in. And if he's here, we'll get going as soon as possible.
Okay. Is
Hey,
it possible-
Josh, do you see the invitation to go into number 4?
I do not know. Oh, okay. No.
Thanks.
Good morning, Mary Ann.
Dan, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good. Good to see you. I'm great.
I'd like to see you, but all I see is a figure of a person, no actual person.
That's cool. Are you gonna come into the building anytime soon?
I know there's a gathering today, but my kids have a half day, so I have to pick them up from school and then do daddy duties.
Okay, well, hopefully I'll see you soon.
I hope so too.
Good morning, ma'am, with the glasses. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
ma'am.
Hi, what is your name, please?
Nadia Kowalski.
Thank you.
That is my case, Judge.
Can you guys see me okay? Is that too much light?
No, ma'am, you're fine. I'm sorry, Mr. Bertar, you said that's your case?
Yes, Judge, it's from a previous hearing. I've tagged along with this case. So I'm just looking through the offers Josh gave me. If I could have 1 minute, please.
It's double parking.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Nathia,
Yes.
it's double parking, $400.
I could talk to Josh about that. I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Good morning,
Sir?
ma'am. Can you hear me? With the flower shirt?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good morning. What's your name, please?
Good morning, Jaleesa Palmer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is Josh talking to another attorney in a breakout room, Mary Ann?
Yes, and it looks like he might be
Yeah.
popping out any second.
Okay,
Excuse
I
me,
was just-
sir.
there he is.
Sir,
Yes, Miss Kowalski.
she's charging me with,
Miss Kowalski, just hang
Ma'am?
on for a minute, okay? Just mute yourself, and as soon as I get a chance, we'll talk, okay?
okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Jadala, were you finished and ready to proceed with Ms. Hewlett?
Hewlett, did you need more time or are you ready to proceed now?
Yes, thank you.
All right, I believe Mrs. Hewlett would like to avail herself to the plea.
Ms. Hewlett, you heard the comments made by Mr. Jadala just now,
Yes,
and you wish to accept the offer from the prosecutor wherein you plead guilty to the added count of disorderly person. The fighting charge would be dismissed. The matter would be deferred, sentencing will be deferred for 6 months.
yes,
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
yes,
Knowing all that, you wish to enter a plea of guilty to the added count of disorderly person?
yes,
Ma'am, is it true that on January 18, 2021, in the city of Romulus, you were a disorderly person?
yes.
What made you disorderly person?
Isn't it true that there was a situation where a scene was caused, Ms. Hewlett, in the city of Romulus?
Yes,
Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Ms. Hewlett, the court will accept your plea to the added count of disorderly person and dismiss the fighting charge. As the fines and costs in this matter, Mr. Jadala?
Your Honor, at this point, she's on a very limited income at this time, Your Honor. She's going to need any time to pay any fines and costs. Your Honor, she doesn't have any prior contacts and doesn't intend to get any future contacts. We expect for a request if you would take that into consideration.
Ms. Hewlett, are you working?
I'm on Social Security disability.
How long have you been on Social Security disability?
4 years.
Other than yourself, are you responsible for the support of anyone else?
No,
Who do you live with, ma'am?
myself.
The court will impose a fine of $100, cost of $100. There's crime victims of 75, state cost of 50, fund fee of 20. That's a total of $345. Ma'am, you can contact the court's collection department to make payments in this matter. Your phone number, please.
734-450-2282.
2282?
Yep.
Anything else in this matter, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further. Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Hewlett, we're all set. Your file will be sent to collections, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, ma'am.
I speak with Mr. Kaplan now, please.
Mary Ann, I lost track. Oh, Mr. Kaplan's going in with Mr. Batara. Was that the story?
Yeah, Josh, do you see it for number 2?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mary Ann, you have to help me. I lost track of it. I know that Ms. Jordan is with Mr. Faulkner. Mr. Batara is with Ms. Kowalski.
Yes.
And then there's something else.
Mr. I don't see him on here anymore.
Mr. Miletta was with whom?
Yeah, with Maria Porter. But I don't see.
With Maria Pulley?
Correct.
Yes, I'm here. I'm present.
But I don't see the attorney. Judge.
Ma'am.
There's a defendant, David Dick, is in the waiting room, and that is Sam's client. I'm going to bring him in. Is that okay?
Thank you.
Yep.
Absolutely. There is an offer in that file. That is double parking, $400. Mr. Kaplan, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are the
Judge,
parties ready in Kowalski?
Yes, Judge.
This is 140639 OM, City of Romulus versus Nathia Kowalski.
Daniel Batar on behalf of Ms. Kowalski, Your Honor. I've had a chance to talk to the prosecutor. The prosecution is willing to dismiss this case.
That is correct, Your Honor.
The matter is dismissed.
Are there any clearance fees that need to be paid, Judge, or the FAC fee or anything?
There's, yeah, there is one FAC, $45.
So Ms. Kowalski, you have to pay that $45. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, where do I pay it to?
You can pay it online or you can go to the court and pay it.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to do it on online, sir. So make sure it goes to Romulus Court.
You go to the Romulus Court website, that's correct, and you put in your name and case number and you'll be able to pay that way.
Okay, it will be paid today.
Great. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am. You're all
Thank
set.
you.
You can log off now.
Alrighty, thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Mileto, did you need to speak to your client?
No, Your Honor.
Were you ready to proceed in this matter?
I am.
This is 210170 OD, City of Romulus versus Maria Pulley. Appearances?
Morning, Your Honor. Attorney Matt Melito for Ms. Pulley.
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Pulley, can you state your name for the record? You need to unmute your microphone.
Maria Pulley.
Mr. Mileto, we don't have an appearance from you in this matter. Have you sent one? It just hasn't made it to the file?
It could be, Your Honor. I sent it in a few days ago through the website.
Your P number, please.
P number 80954.
This matter is scheduled for arraignment and pretrial today. There's a sole count alleging that on March 15, 2020, in the city of Romulus, your client operated with a blood alcohol content of 0.17 or more. How are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, myself and the prosecutor have reached a resolution in this matter. For the purposes of arraignment, I would stand mute and waive reading. And we pre-tried it. We've reached a resolution where my client will be pleading guilty to operating while visually impaired. In exchange, the other charge.
Your Honor, that is correct. What we're offering, operating while visually impaired. I would have to ask that a reservation of restitution be put in place just in case there was out of pocket to the city.
Understood, Your Honor.
Ma'am, did you hear the comments made by your attorney this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand there's an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to the added count of operating while visibly impaired, the operating with a high blood alcohol content would be dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
And you wish to avail yourself of that offer.
Yes, please.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind, you won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is it true that on March 15, 2020, in the city of Romulus, you operated a vehicle while you were visibly impaired?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Mileto?
I am, Your Honor.
The court will accept your plea, ma'am. The matter will be referred to probation. Sir, do you want the probation department to contact you, or should they contact Ms. Pulley directly?
Your Honor, they can contact Ms. Pulley directly, and if there's an email.
Your phone number, please. Ms. Pulley, your phone number?
734-341-9917.
And your email address?
Miss Maria Pulley, so that's MSMariaPulley 521@gmail.com.
Ma'am, you will receive a phone call and email from the probation department, okay?
Okay. Do you know when,
They'll do an
like
interview
today?
with you within the next week. They'll do an
Okay.
interview with you. They'll schedule the matter for sentencing, and then you'll be back with me for sentencing. I don't know the date. The probation department will get that date with you.
Okay, that's fine.
Anything else in this matter, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Mileto?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're all set, Ms. Pulley. We're finished for now. You can sign off.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jadala, David Dick is here. Have you had the opportunity to speak with him?
Your Honor, we're ready to proceed on Mr. Dick if the judge would like to call the case, please.
I can't, you're muffled a little bit. I'm sorry. You say you're ready to proceed and what else?
We're ready for you to call the case, Your Honor.
This is 20RP02599OM, City of Romulus versus David Dick.
In respect for Your Honor, Sam Jadala, P62186. Your Honor, today's the day and time set for a final pretrial. I briefly had an occasion to speak with Prosecutor Kaplan. I believe the complaining witness has failed to appear. At this time, we would respectfully request a dismissal in this matter.
Mr. Kaplan?
Your Honor, this is the final pretrial. The request made that was granted by you, by Mr. Jadala last time, was that the complaining witness appear. The complaining witness is a defendant from the same case. I have not been able to get a hold of him, and he has not appeared personally for his charges. So I leave that to the discretion of the court.
Based on the witness's failure to present this morning and on motion from the defendant, this matter will be dismissed. Mr. Dick, the matter is dismissed.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Have a good day, Mr. Dick.
Thank you.
Ms. Palmer. This is 21RP01273OM, City of Romulus versus Jalessa Palmer. State your name for me, please, ma'am.
Jalissa Palmer.
Jalissa Palmer, thank you. Today is the day and time set for your arraignment and pretrial, ma'am. It's alleged that on April 3rd, 2021, in the city of Romulus, you committed the misdemeanor of larceny between $200 and $1,000. Ma'am, this is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail and fines of $2,000 or 3 times the value of the property that was stolen. Was it your intention to proceed on your own this morning, or were you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
I'll take a public attorney, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
I'll take a public attorney.
Mr. Batar is here. Ms. Palmer, you'll go into a breakout room with him. There's an offer in the file for larceny with a 12-month deferred with restitution in the amount of $300.
And you have the
Kimberly Scott, what happened with that? We haven't seen Mr. Upshaw. Devonta Smiley. Unmute yourself, please, sir.
Hello, good morning.
This is 172463OM, City of Romulus versus Devonta Smiley. State your name for me, please.
My name is Devonta Smiley, Your Honor.
Mr. Smiley, your matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. It's alleged that on June 10th, 2017, in the city of Romulus, you interfered with the police. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, fine of $500 plus court costs. There's an offer from the prosecutor in the file that if you plead responsible to the added count of double parking and pay a fine of $400, that the misdemeanor would be dismissed. Do you wish to proceed on your own this morning, or are you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
Wait, you said that two parking violations?
I'm sorry?
Did you say that the offer was for 2 parking violations? I'm sorry, I couldn't.
It was for double parking, a single count of double parking.
Could you explain what double parking is? I'm sorry. I just don't know, Your Honor. I apologize. I just want to know.
No, you're fine, sir, but what'll happen is you'll speak to the court appointed attorney briefly about the matter. And he'll be able to explain it to you, okay?
Yeah, I didn't do nothing. I kind of really shouldn't
Mr. Smiley,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just gonna have you wait and talk to the attorney, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Stacy.
Good morning, Judge Martin. How are you today?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Did you need to speak to your client?
Nope, I've spoken with my client.
Do you need to speak to the prosecutor?
But that depends if you have a dismissal in your hand or not.
Not a dismissal. There's an offer for a disorderly person. Do you need to speak to Mr. Kaplan?
Yes, please.
Marianne, if you would be so kind. Good morning, Mr. Robinson.
Morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Do you need to speak to Mr. Kaplan or are you ready to proceed on your matters?
Well, I was just going to ask the court or ask Mr. Kaplan if we could just set this for a bench trial. I don't know if we need him to do that or not.
So if that's what you're asking for, I'll have Marianne check our book and see when we're available for a bench trial with Romulus.
Yep, I anticipate getting this resolved, Judge. It's a blight violation, so. We've been kind of kicking the can down the road a little bit. So.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Mr. Bitar, when Mr. Kaplan comes back, are you ready with Ms. Palmer?
Yes, I am, Judge.
And there'll be another one. There's Devontae Smiley. Devontae Smiley is interfering with police and the offer is double parking. He has some questions about what double parking meant.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Yes, Marianne. And Ms. Jordan, I still haven't seen your client, I don't think.
Yeah, I just spoke with him. He had to hop off the line so that he's at work so he can get on to Zoom.
Understood. Is he going to be able to get away from work to the?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
we
just
need to
spoke
take
with
our-
him.
Okay.
But I will need a breakout room with the prosecutor. Of course.
Let me clear these couple of files and then you can go in with Mr. Kaplan. On 21-RP012730M, Romulus versus Jaleesa Palmer. Mr. Kaplan, Mr. Bitar is ready to proceed.
Morning, Your Honor. Daniel Bitar on behalf of Ms. Palmer. As to her arraignment, we'll waive a formal reading. Stand mute, please.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Palmer. Uh-oh, Marianne. Did we
Hi.
lose Ms. Palmer?
Let me. It appears so. And Judge, on the bench trial, you don't have Romulus again. You are done for the year.
I'm done for the year.
Yes. I just
How is
double
that possible?
because it goes every 3 months. And I just double checked with Heather and that's what she said.
So when do we just put Mr. Kaplan's bench trial with Mr. Robinson on a date that's convenient for both of them? Is that the story?
Yes.
Okay, I see Mr. Fountaner's here. Miss Jordan needs to speak to the prosecutor. Hold on one second, Mary Ann. If Ms. Palmer shows back up, the file's off to the side. If you could put Mr. Batar in with Mr. Smiley to discuss how the interfering with the police and the officers, the double parking.
Get over here.
And I know you're trying to clear things up. I need to get back in the room with Mr. Stacy when possible.
You need to do what?
Get back in a breakout room with attorney Mr. Stacer.
Number 4, Josh.
Oh, okay.
Mary Ann will be Smiley and then Baxter. I know that Mr. Robinson and Ms. Jordan need to speak to Josh.
Judge, if I may interject, instead of setting it for a bench trial, can we just set it for a final pretrial? Would the court have any objection to that?
If we set it for a final pretrial, it will be back on August the 5th with Judge Green.
That's fine.
Okay. And it was a, Mary Ann, I know there's a whole stack of this. Okay, here we are. This is 20R007877 A and B and 20R007883 A, B, and C. These are all City of Romulus versus Wayne Michelle Investment LLC. Appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Steve Robinson appearing on behalf of the defendant.
Joshua Kaplan on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Mr. Kaplan, Mr. Robinson suggested that he be seeking an adjournment of these matters.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe in Mr. Robinson, I don't want to speak for you, but a final adjournment on this matter. The corrections need to be made as Mr. Robinson and I have talked about to get everything in compliance. So we're asking for one final adjournment on this.
The sole issue I have is that these matters haven't been arraigned yet. Mr. Robinson, is anyone here on behalf of your client this morning?
I don't think so, Judge. I thought we did have an arraignment on it. I apologize.
I'll move the files, adjourn the files last time to August 5th, 2021 at 9:50 a.m. That's 9:50 a.m. with Judge Green. Anything else, Mr. Robinson?
No, Judge. Thank you. Hey, Brian.
Thank you.
Morning.
Have a good day. Haven't seen Mr. Smiley come back. Mr. Stacy and Mr. Kaplan, were you ready with Ms. Baxter?
I believe so, Judge. I haven't had an opportunity to discuss with my client, but we have discussed different options, and I think this is an option she would accept.
Do you want to talk to her?
I guess briefly, just to make sure. Yes, Judge, I wouldn't want to.
Mary Ann, if you would put Mr. Stacy and Ms. Baxter into a breakout room and Ms. Jordan and Mr. Kaplan, please.
Judge Martin, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to let you know, I do have other pretrials, but I did receive notices to appear on both Mr. Founter as well as Ms. Baxter, and it looks like they both have retained counsel now. I just wanted to put it on the record that I was here for their pretrials and they both have retained counsel, but I do have other matters and I'll just wait patiently for those.
Thank you, sir.
Can we get put back in the breakout room with Ms. Jordan?
I need some more time with Mr. Smiley.
Some is not working. Zoom microphone.
Mr.
Zoom.
Smiley, we're gonna go back into a breakout room, okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to get you back on the screen. You're not even on my screen right now.
You're fine right now. You're gonna get an option for a breakout room. Marianne, which breakout room are we using for Smiley?
Number 2,
Thank you.
Mr. Smiley, go back into number 2, please.
Okay, here I go.
Marianne, we're ready on Baxter to go on the record.
All right, back. I'm in the meeting. Wait, no.
Mr. Stacy, I heard you, but we don't have a prosecutor right now.
Oh, okay, Judge.
Can I get to the breakout room? I don't know
Mr.
how.
Smiley, can you join number 2, breakout room 2?
Yeah, I was trying to see how do I get there?
You should see something on your screen like you did the last time.
Okay, breakout.
Shane Nolan. Oh.
All right.
Mr. Kaplan.
Yes.
Mr. Stacy, was that enough time with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, it was.
This is 21 RP 00239 OM, City of Romulus versus Nicole Baxter.
For the record, Your Honor, on behalf of the defendant, Nicole Baxter, Brian Stacy P 33014.
Joshua Cabin for the people, Your Honor.
This matter was scheduled for pre-trial this morning. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Mr. Kaplan was going to add a count of disorderly person and with a 3-month term of probation, fines and costs, and it would be deferred under 771.1.
That is correct, Your Honor. We're going to move from the original plea that we had offered to do a 3-month deferred on this under 771.1. We are requesting just fines and costs on this case.
Ms. Baxter, would you turn your video on, please?
Yes. I don't know how that, oh, there we go.
Ms. Baxter, you were able to hear Mr. Stacy this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's your understanding that you will be accepting an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to the added count of disorderly person, that this sentencing would be, entry sentencing would be deferred for 3 months in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that the original count of fighting would be dismissed?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you wish to accept this offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind, you won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf?
Your Honor, can I'm sorry to interrupt.
Mr. Smiley, no, not when I'm in the middle of something.
Okay.
Ma'am?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Is it true that on January 18, 2021, in the city of Romulus, you were a disorderly person?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Stacy?
Defense is satisfied, Judge.
As to fines and costs in this matter, any comment, Mr. Stacy?
Your Honor, my client recently had a double mastectomy and she's not working. And I would ask the court to take that into consideration. I've known her a long time.
Thank you, sir. The court will assess minimum fees and fines and costs in this matter. Fine of $100, cost of $100. Crime victims of $75. There's $50 state cost and $20 fund fee. That's a total of $345. Mr. Stacy, if your client needs time to make this to pay this amount, she can contact the court's collections department to set a payment plan in the matter, okay?
Very good, Judge. I have a feeling that they'll be able to pay with a credit card over the phone pretty promptly.
Ms. Baxter, does your phone number end 1994?
Yes, it does.
Anything else, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Stacy?
Only, Judge, it's a pleasure to see you on the bench.
Good to see you, sir. Have a good day. Ms. Baxter, you're all set. You can sign off now.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Mr. Smiley, what was your question, sir?
I was just wanted to know if I could talk to a different attorney. He was just like cussing at me. And I told him like, bro, could you please stop cussing at me? He said, you're a grown man. I can cuss at you if I want to. This is my
Mr.
shit.
Smiley? Mr. Smiley, Mr. Batar is the court-appointed attorney assigned to us for the day. I can adjourn your matter, and the next available hearing date is August the 5th. Do you want to wait till August the 5th, or do you want to proceed on your own this morning?
I leave to go to school August 1st. I leave to go to college. So I guess I need to get it done now, but I don't know. I just don't understand. Y'all want me to plead to something like I didn't do. I don't understand. It's just kind of
Mr. Smiley, nobody wants you to plead to anything that you don't want to plead to.
But that's what the
where we are this morning.
Mr. Smiley,
Smiley,
I'm not going to let you besmirch my name on here, okay? You will get another attorney appointed to represent you, and the judge will set your case for another day, okay?
I'm not trying to do nothing to your name. I just apologized to you, and you told me you're a grown man. I can't say fuck. I said, bro, I'm sorry. I just don't like you talking to me like that.
Mr. Smiley, you realize you're live on YouTube right now, and this is being recorded.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm repeating what you said.
Mr. Smiley, no. Mr. Smiley, I'm not going to get into what happened to you and Mr. Batar. It's clear that you did not have a meaningful, productive conversation this morning. What I'm advising you is that there is an offer in the file to plead a double parking. You do not have to do that. You have an absolute right to dispute the charges that are levied against you. What I did say to you is that Mr. Batar is the court-appointed attorney assigned to this courtroom this morning. I can adjourn the matter to August 5th, which is the next time that Romulus has cases scheduled. You indicated to me that you have school, you're going back to school, and that might be a day that's not a good day for you.
Yes, ma'am.
That is, August 5th is another Thursday. So do you want the August 5th day or do you want to proceed on your own this morning? Mr. Smiley, I'll make it easy. I'll give you the August 5th date, and if between now and then something changes, we'll figure it out. August 5th at 10 a.m. with Judge Green. Sir, may I have a good phone number for you, please?
313-240-2104.
210.
4. Hey, Your Honor, can you let
Yes,
him know?
sir.
Can you let Daniel know? I'm not even that type of person. He really just spooked me, bro. I'm not trying to slander his name in front of you.
Mr. Smiley, it's fine. Every key is not for every lock, okay? And if you and
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Batar could not
Yeah.
discuss the matter this morning, I understand. It's fine. It's no issue. The matter is going to be adjourned. Notice will be sent out to you at the address we have on file with the court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge,
And then when you're back with Judge Green, maybe the matter can be resolved. Maybe something's changed in the interim, okay? In the meantime.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Smiley?
No, that was it. I appreciate it.
Have a good day, sir. Ms. Jordan, you've had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Kaplan?
Yes, I do need to speak with Mr. Faulkner about the offer.
Mary Ann will put you and Dante Faulkner into a breakout room.
Thank you.
Mary Ann, I'm telling you, 58 files doesn't sound like a lot until checking in on Ellswick. Thank you. That was going to be my question to you, sir. Did you need to speak to the prosecutor?
Your Honor, I've spoken with Mr. Dabalski at length. We've worked out a plea offer. I did set that on top of the files I left the other afternoon. This matter was not initially scheduled for today's docket, but
Wait. I'm sorry. We have a fan that blows like I'm at the back end of a jet engine, and when you turn away, I can't hear you.
you can't hear me, Your Honor?
This is 210097 OM, City of Belleville versus Justin Lee Ellswick. Appearances, please.
Shane Ohm on behalf of the City of Belleville.
And good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Brendan Dabalski appearing on behalf of Justin Ellswick. Your Honor, today's date and time set for a pretrial in this matter. That being said, Mr. Ellswick would like to avail himself of the offer and tender a plea of guilty to tampering with a motor vehicle. In exchange, the other charge will be dismissed. And the tampering is, there's a recommendation from Mr. Nolan for 6 months probation under 771.1. I've gone over Mr. Ellswick's rights with him, and that's how he'd like to proceed. Is that correct, sir? Is he present?
I wasn't sure if you're talking.
He is. Mr. Ellswick, would you state your name for the record, please?
Justin Ellswick.
Did you hear the question Mr. Dabalski just asked?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I cut in. I came into the into it as he was talking. I didn't get to hear everything that Mr. Dabalski said.
I'll repeat it, Your Honor. Mr. Ellswick, I've had an opportunity to review your rights with you. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
You want to waive those rights and tender a plea of guilty to tampering with a motor vehicle with the recommendation that that be taken under a delayed sentence for 6 months. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
And you're doing that freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess the last question I should have asked first was that you consent to today's hearing over Zoom, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Nolan, were you saying something?
Your Honor, I was earlier indicating that that is also my understanding of the plea agreement. Just want to make it clear that during that 6 month period that Mr. Ellswick is not to commit or be convicted of any misdemeanor offenses. And obviously, if with good behavior at the end of 6 months, then this goes away. So.
Mr. Ellswick, is it true that on January 23rd, 2020, in the City of Belleville, you were tampering with a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were tampering with a vehicle in a way that's not allowed by law?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Nolan?
I am, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Dabalski?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will accept your plea to the tampering with a motor vehicle, dismiss the malicious destruction of property. The matter will defer sentencing for 6 months, sir. So long as you commit no new misdemeanors during this period, the matter will be dismissed pursuant to 771.1. As to fines and costs in this matter, Mr. Dabalski?
Your Honor, if I may, just a few things I'd like to state before you impose fines and costs. Mr. Ellswick resides in Belleville. He's 30 years old. He has 2 children. 8 and 4. He was recently divorced. He's gainfully employed at O'Reilly Auto Parts in Belleville. Most importantly, no prior convictions whatsoever. He was honorably discharged from the U.S. Army. He is a high school grad. He does suffer from ADHD, which he's medicated for, and he just wants to put this matter behind him and move forward. And I would ask, due to the fact that he was recently divorced, and he took responsibility for his actions, that Your Honor would consider all that when assessing fines and costs.
Mr. Ellswick, thank you for your service.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Nolan, is there any restitution due to anyone in this matter?
Don't believe so, Your Honor.
Sir, the court will impose minimum fine of $100. There's cost of $100. There's a crime victim's fee of $75. There's $50 state costs that are mandated and $20 fund fee. Sir, are you going to need time? It's $345. Are you going to need time to pay that, or can you pay that within 30 days?
I can pay that within 30 days, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Nolan?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Dabowski?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Ellswick, we're all set. You have a wonderful day, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, this is Dan Bitar. I'm going to step away for a little bit, and Ms. Belcher is going to cover for me.
Understood, sir.
Thank you very much.
you. Oop. Good morning, Mr. Mays.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Oh, wait. Ms. Jordan is not back with Mr. Fountainer, or are you?
Okay.
Ms. Jordan, are you ready? Oh, nope.
It's on.
Mr. Mays, who's your client?
Ms. Tomlin.
Surround.
Do you need to speak to the prosecutor in this matter?
No, I don't think so. Is there an offer though? Was that OWI or was there no reduction?
It was OWI.
It was OWI?
Yeah. Your Honor, there should be a plea form in the file. I cannot recall what the offer was as to the speeding charge. I believe that was
The
well.
offer is OWI and dismiss the speeding.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna pass on that offer at this time, Judge.
Hold on 1 second then, Mr. Mays. Let me call the case of 21BL00056 A and B, City of Belleville versus Tiffany Marie Tomlin. Appearances.
Your Honor, Shane Noel on behalf of the City of Belleville.
And William Mays on behalf of Ms. Tomlin, Your Honor, who's present via Zoom.
Ma'am, would you state your name for me, please?
Tiffany Tomlin.
Thank you. The court just read the offer from the prosecutor. And Mr. Mays, you were starting to say that you would pass on the offer?
Yeah, we're gonna pass on that offer at this time, Judge. I think I've got a motion I can file. Maybe we can set this for matter for a trial. I don't know what the trial schedule is looking like right now. So,
Set the matter for trial?
yeah, let's do a jury on this and I'll try to file a motion in the interim if we could. If I come up with
Wait,
that.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mays, every time you move, I can't hear you over this fan. Did you
Oh,
say jury
right.
trial?
I did.
Okay,
And then in the interim, I'll file this motion.
If I may, I'm just curious as to what that motion is.
Regarding the traffic stop.
Okay.
Mr. Mays, as you're aware, the court is not yet scheduling jury trials in this building.
Yeah.
I'll make a notation in the file. I'll make a notation in the file that that is your request. And as soon as we receive the okay to start scheduling jury trials, we'll schedule the matter for a final pretrial before we actually set the jury trial date, okay?
Real good. Thank you so much.
Anything else, Mr. Nolan?
No, Your Honor.
We're all set. Have a good day. Mr. Mays, have a good day. Ms.
Thank you. You
Tomlin, we'll
too.
see you. Ms. Jordan, are you ready with Mr. Faulkner?
I had to leave for a hot second, but I didn't get to finish talking to him.
Marianne will put you back into a breakout room with your client.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr.
Weiner?
Yes, Mr. Weiner, I was just looking for your file. How are you today, sir?
Judge, for an old lawyer, I'm doing great. How are you?
Hush. I am wonderful. It is so good to see you.
I have not had the opportunity to speak with the city attorney, but since this is over a 2-year-old case, I'm sure we can resolve it.
What is your client's name?
Jeffrey Dupas.
Who
He's
is
logged
here?
in.
I know we've seen him this morning. Oh, there he is. So Marianne will move you and Mr. Nolan into a breakout room to discuss this matter.
I appreciate that, Judge.
Marianne. Oh. Right. Denise Wright. Miss Wright is here. I know she's been here for some time. This is 20 RP065620M and 21R007626 A, B, and C, 21R007627ON. These are all City of Romulus versus Denise Wright. Ms. Wright, today is the day and time set for your arraignment and pretrial in these matters. We lost Mr. Batar, but is Mr.
Your Honor, I'm standing in for Mr. Batar.
Thank you, Ms. Belcher. Ms. Wright, this is the 2-0 case is from October 17, 2020. It's alleged that in the city of Romulus on that day, you committed the misdemeanor of retail fraud, responsible by up to 90 days in jail and $500 fine plus court costs. The other matters are from February 1st, 2021. Again, the city of Romulus. These are civil infractions. One is an animal at large, one is an unlicensed domestic animal, one is a public nuisance animal, and one is a dangerous animal. There is an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to the retail fraud, the unlicensed domestic animal, and the dangerous dog, the other 2 matters would be dismissed. Was it your intention to proceed on your own this morning, or were you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
Assistance.
I couldn't hear you, ma'am.
Assistance.
We're going to send you into a breakout room with Ms. Belcher and Ms. Wright. Ma'am, you'll see an invitation to join the breakout room in just one moment. Please join the attorney there to discuss the matter.
Okay.
Marianne. The interpreter is here.
Judge, one of Sam's clients in the waiting room, Lumpkin, do you want me to bring him in?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Mr. Jadala, did you need to speak to Ms. Lumpkin?
Briefly, Your Honor. I did send a text to Mr. Kaplan. I'm just awaiting his response, but I will speak to Ms. Lumpkin briefly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Belcher, was that sufficient time with Ms. Wright?
No, Your Honor, but I did get enough information for me to now speak with Mr. Kaplan before I go back in with Ms. Wright. Your Honor, is it possible to have a room with Mr. Kaplan?
Marianne is going to do that.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. In the matter of Dupuy and we lost, oh, Mr. Nolan's in a breakout room. Okay. Ms. Jordan, have you had time to speak to your client?
Yes, I believe we have reached a resolution that he wants to accept.
When Mr. Jadala comes, not Mr. Jadala, when Mr. Kaplan comes out, we'll tend to this matter. Are the parties ready in Dupuy?
Yes.
This is 190645 OT. This is City of Belleville versus Jeffrey Dupuy.
Morning, Your Honor. Shane Nolan on
Harris is-
behalf of the City of Belleville.
Colonel Weiner, P22104, on behalf of Mr. Jeff Dupree.
Your Honor, if I may, I had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Weiner in a breakout room. I have only just recently received the police report and other case documents in this matter. Mr. Weiner has not had an opportunity to review any of that, so it would be my request that we adjourn this matter as long as the court feels is necessary, and in the meantime, we'll exchange discovery and hopefully work out a plea deal on our own.
That's a correct statement, Your Honor. No objection.
That date would be July 15th, 2021.
Wait, let me check 1 second, Judge, please. July 15th, that's a Thursday at what time?
July 15, 7/15, 2021 at 10 a.m.
Oh, that's good time. Thank you.
with Judge Green.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Anything else?
We'll log off now. Thank you.
Have a good day, Mr. Weiner.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Dupuy, you're all set. Good morning, Ms. Bates.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm well. I have Kimberly Scott this morning.
Who's been here and has been waiting. Marianne will pull her in. Do you need to speak to your client?
Mr. Upshaw did speak with Ms. Scott late last night. So I think we're all set.
Mr. Kaplan is in with another matter. In the matter of Canales, Mr. Interpreter, do you need to speak to Mr. Canales?
Yes, Your Honor, and I don't know if he has a lawyer assigned.
He does not have a lawyer assigned. If he wants a court-appointed attorney, we can put him in with one. Does she need to go in with you now?
I will ask him. Señor Canales, usted no tiene ningún abogado asignado. Necesita hablar con alguno. Si lo necesita, entonces nos van a pasar a otra habitación de espera. ¿Necesita o no? Señor Canales, ¿me escucha? Apparently he's
Marianne,
having-
we're going to do Faulkner, then Wright, then Scott, and if Mr. Canales is out, we'll do it. I'm trying to.
Apparently, Mr. Canales is having issues with his audio. Señor Canales,
I
¿puede
see.
hablar?
We'll come back to it, sir. Mr. Canales, you're raising your hand. Can you hear now?
Señor Canales, usted puede escucharnos, pero nosotros no le escuchamos nada.
Marianne, are you trying to move them into a breakout, the interpreter and Mr. Canales and Ms. Belcher?
I will do that, yes.
Thank you, ma'am. This is 21-RP-00235 A and B, City of Romulus versus Dante Dewan Faulkner.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rachel Jordan appearing on behalf of Dante Faulkner, who is present by Zoom.
This matter was scheduled for pretrial today. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, there was an offer presented by the prosecutor that Mr. Faulkner wishes to accept.
Your Honor, for the record, the offer is going to be that Mr. Faulkner plead to an operating while visibly impaired and a no ops violation. Dismiss of the operating while intoxicated and the DWLS.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Faulkner, would you state your name for me, please?
Dante Dewan Faulkner.
And you were able to hear Ms. Jordan just now?
Yes.
And you understand that the offer from the prosecutor is that you will plead guilty to operating while visibly impaired and having no operator's license on your person, and the
Yes.
driving while license suspended and the operating while intoxicated will be dismissed.
Yes.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to present witnesses or documents on your own behalf.
Yes.
And knowing that, you still wish to give up these rights and proceed with the plea.
Yes.
Sir, is it true that on January 17, 2021, in the city of Romulus, you operated a vehicle while you were visibly impaired?
Yes.
And sir, is it also true on that day at that time, you had no operator's license on your person?
Yes.
The court will, satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Ms. Jordan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court will accept your plea, sir, refer the matter of probation, that the probation department will reach out to you and then schedule the matter for sentencing. Mr. Faulkner, what I need from you is your phone number, please.
248-910-2912.
And your email address.
Dante, all lowercase, DONTE _ FOUTNER, Faulkner, at yahoo.com.
Sir, what you'll get is email and phone call from the probation department, okay?
Yes.
And they're the ones that are going to interview you and schedule the matters for sentencing.
Okay.
Okay. Anything
Yeah.
else, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Jordan?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
We're all set, Mr. Faulkner. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
You too. Bye, Your Honor.
In the matter of Denise Wright, Ms. Belcher, did you have an opportunity to speak to Ms. Wright about this matter? Oh, she's not back. Scott. What happened to?
Your Honor, we're ready on
Oh,
Lumpkin
thank
if this
you.
court is ready.
You're ready for
Lumpkin, Judge?
Lumpkin? Yeah. I see you, Mr. Jadala. There's just this one ahead of you. This is 21 RP 004050 OM, City of Romulus versus Kimberly Scott. Appearances.
Joshua Kavanaugh on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Melanie Bates, standing in for Randall Upshaw, appearing on behalf of Ms. Scott, who is present by Zoom this morning.
State your name for me, please, Ms. Scott.
Kimberly Scott.
The matter was scheduled for pretrial this morning. How are we proceeding, Ms. Bates?
I believe Mr. Upshaw received information about an offer of disorderly under advisement. He did speak with Ms. Scott yesterday, and she is willing to accept that offer.
Ms. Scott, were you able to hear Ms. Bates just now?
Yes, I did.
And you understand there's an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to the added count of being a disorderly person, sentencing in this matter will be delayed for 3 months, and that you are to have no contact with Victor. Last name is AIMUAV. Okay, Mr. Kaplan spelling. You have no contact with the complaining victim in this case.
Yes, I understand.
And you wish to accept that offer?
Yes.
And ma'am, your attorney's already discussed with you the rights you'd be giving up if you pleaded to being a disorderly person?
Yes.
And knowing that you still wish to give up those rights and plead guilty?
Yes.
Is it true that on January 31st, 2021, in the city of Romulus, you were a disorderly person?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Ms. Bates?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court will accept your plea of being a disorderly person. As to fines and costs in this matter, any comment, Ms. Bates?
Really, the only thing, Your Honor, is that Ms. Scott understands, these actions against her. She worked very closely with Mr. Upshaw to try to get this matter resolved. She's taking responsibility, and we're just asking for a small amount of fines and costs and allow Ms. Scott a little bit of time to pay, 14 days to 30 days, maybe, Your Honor.
Ms. Scott, are you employed?
Yes, I am.
Where do you work?
Joe at American Homes.
How long have you been there?
13 years.
Other than yourself, are you responsible for the financial support of anyone else?
No, I'm not.
Since the date of this incident on January 31st of this year, have you had contact with law enforcement?
No.
Ma'am, the court is going to impose minimum fine of $100, cost of $100, $75 crime victim, their state cost of $50, and building fund of $20 is $345. And are you in fact able to pay that amount within 30 days?
Yes.
I'll put in the file $345 payable by July 17, 2021. Again, the matter is deferred for 3 months. You are to have no contact with the complaining victim in this case, okay?
Yes.
Anything else, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Bates?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
We're all set. Ms. Scott, you have a wonderful day. You can log off, ma'am.
All right, you as
Lumpkin 20RP02725OM, City of Romulus versus Chanel Lumpkin.
And Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Jadala, P62186, appearing on behalf of Ms. Lumpkin. Your Honor, I just wanted to verify that today was a final pretrial. My notes indicate that. I'm not so sure if that's what the prosecutor had. I just wanted to verify that.
It is showing as a final pretrial.
And Your Honor, after speaking with Mr. Kaplan, I believe the complaining witness has failed to appear at this time. We'd ask for a dismissal.
Your Honor, I was not able to reach the complaining witness on this. I leave the rest to the discretion of the court.
This matter was scheduled for 9:50. It's now 10:37 a.m. by the court's clock. Based on the complaint victim's failure to appear this morning and on motion of defense, the matter will be dismissed without prejudice.
Thank you very much, Judge. Ms. Lumpkin, you can sign off.
Anything else, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further. Just I was telling Ms. Lumpkin you could log off now. Your matter's been dismissed. Thank you, Ms. Lumpkin.
Thank you. Ms. Belcher, in the matter of Ms. Denise Wright, are you ready to proceed?
Your Honor, I did renegotiate the offer with Mr. Kaplan, so I do need to speak to Ms. Wright again in the breakout room.
Thank you, ma'am. And Mr. Canales, are you able to hear us now?
Señor
Yes.
Canales, ¿nos puede escuchar ahora? Apparently they sent us to a room, Your Honor. We are being
Okay,
invited
the
to
question
room
was he looking for to use the court-appointed attorney this morning?
Yes, he was.
She just
And-
went into a breakout room with someone else. When she comes out, we'll do the case and then we'll send you. Oh, Mr. Bitar, you're back.
He's here now.
Yeah,
I
no.
am back, Judge. I can handle it. And I would just let you know that
Thank you.
Miss Jaleesa Palmer should be back, Judge. I called her. She's in the waiting room. I just don't know if she's under her name or not. And she doesn't know if she's under her name or not.
Well, what we'll do is put you, Mr. Caceres and Mr. Canales into a breakout room.
Okay.
While
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
gone, Mary Ann will identify these people. I have Ms. Palmer's file still here. So when you come back, Mary Ann should be done and we'll get Ms. Palmer addressed.
Yes, Judge.
I understand your conundrum, Mr. Kaplan.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hi, good morning, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor, I can hear you.
This is the court recorder. Can I have your name, please?
Ruth Marie Olden.
Thank you.
Yep, here we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Palmer,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Bitar indicated that he'd been in contact with you. He's in a breakout room with someone else. But if
Okay.
you sit tight, we'll handle that matter and we'll get back to you, okay?
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Belcher,
Yes, Your Honor, we are ready on Wright.
recalling the matter of Denise Wright, I will not read all 5 file numbers back into the file. The lead what I'll have is 20RP065620M. I already have your appearances, and Ms. Belcher, you indicated that you were renegotiating the offer.
That is correct, Your Honor. Mr. Kaplan was willing to allow my client to plead to the retail fraud for a delayed sentence for 12 months. And he would also be seeking her to plead to the dangerous animal. The other 3 files will be dismissed.
Ms. Wright, were you able to hear Ms. Belcher just now?
Yes.
And Mr. Kaplan, was that an accurate recitation of the new plea offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Wright, Ms. Belcher has indicated that you will be pleading guilty to the retail fraud and to, that's the misdemeanor file, and to the dangerous animal civil infraction.
Yes.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea of guilty to the misdemeanor and responsible in the civil infraction, you won't have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
And Ms. Belcher explained to you the rights that you'd be giving up if you enter pleas in these matters?
Yes.
And you still wish to avail yourself of, accept the offer from the prosecutor and plea as indicated?
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on October 17, 2020, in the city of Romulus, you committed the offense of retail fraud?
Yes.
Ms. Belcher, I don't have any greater specifics than that as to what the actual allegation is.
Your Honor, Mr. Kaplan.
Ma'am, is it?
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Please proceed.
I was just gonna say, I believe Mr. Kaplan sent me the report. It was at the Dollar General, Your Honor. And it's alleged that she took several items in her backpack without paying for those items.
And ma'am, is that true and accurate?
Yes.
Is there any restitution due to Dollar Tree, Mr. Kaplan?
Your Honor, we are not looking for restitution at this time, just part of
Thank
the, that she's not allowed to enter into the Dollar General during the time of probation.
Dollar General, thank you. And as to the other matter, Ms. Wright, is it true that on February 1st, 2021, you had a dangerous animal in the city of Romulus?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Thank you. Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Your Honor, my apologies.
Satisfied, Ms. Belcher?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will accept your plea of responsible in the dangerous dog matter and assess the fine and cost of $230. And the retail fraud matter, Ms. Belcher, any comment as to fines and costs?
Yes, Your Honor. I've known Ms. Wright for several years. We actually went to high school together. She indicated to me that she's employed at the Romulus Athletic Center. She's been there for about a year. She
Ms.
does have-
Belcher?
Yes, Judge.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I moved my computer closer. I just said that I've known Ms. Wright for several years. We actually went to high school together. She's employed at the Romulus Athletic Center. She's been there for about a year. She does have a daughter that she's responsible for. And I believe, Your Honor, she intends to move to California within the next couple of weeks to be with that daughter. The father is out there with the daughter.
Thank you, Ms. Belcher. The court will impose a fine of $200, cost of $100. There's a $75 crime victim, $50 state cost, $20 fund, and there's a $50 warrant fee for a total of $495. Is Ms. Wright able to pay that amount within 30 days, or will she need a payment plan?
Your Honor, she would request a payment plan.
The matter will be referred to collections. Ms. Wright, you can go online and submit a written request for a payment plan. You can call the court and speak to the collections department, okay?
Okay.
We have a phone number for you that ends in 7914. Is that still a good phone number?
Yes.
We are all set. Ms. Wright, you have a wonderful day and good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, I'll need some more time with Mr. Carlos Canales, please.
Marianne, I'll get you back in the breakout room.
Thank you.
Oh, wait. Miss Palmer is back. Was Palmer going to be a quick thing, Mr. Batar?
Yes, Judge, we could do that first if you'd like.
Yeah. 21RP012730M, City of Romulus versus Jaleesa Palmer.
Thank you, Judge. Daniel Batar on behalf of Ms. Palmer. As to her arraignment, we'll waive a form reading. Stand mute, please.
As to bond, sir.
Your Honor, we're asking you to impose a personal bond. She's not any type of flight risk or threat to public safety. Not aware of any prior criminal history. She appeared voluntarily today. She will appear at all future court hearings.
Bond is set at $3,000 personal. Has you had the opportunity to discuss the offer from the prosecutor?
I have, Your Honor, and I'm asking the court to set this for a final pretrial to see if the complainant appears.
Final pretrial in this matter will be set for August the 5th, 2021 at 10 a.m. That will be with Judge Green, complaining witness to appear. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you, Judge. Actually,
We're all
one thing
set.
for-
Ms. Palmer, have a good day. We're all set. We'll see you back here on August the 5th. And Mr. Batar, of course, Mr. Batar can go into the breakout room with Mr. Canales and Mr. Caceres.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Banco.
Yes, Your Honor.
There's actually one that's scheduled a little bit earlier. This is Brian Chubb. Kathleen Chubb,
Yes.
are you on for Brian Chubb, or is there another matter?
No, I'm actually the one that he's been violating.
Okay, I don't see him here as of yet.
I
So
was
I'm just gonna have
asked
you
to be
mute.
present.
I understand, ma'am, but I don't see him yet. I was calling the case because it's scheduled for 9:50. But if you mute yourself again, we'll take care of the cases, another case that's on the docket this morning.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Bowditch, have you seen him, Mary Ann?
I have not.
He has a client here, Mr. Banco. I see all these people and I'm not sure what they could possibly want.
I'm gonna bring some of them in to see who they are. Is that okay?
Thank you. Absolutely, please do. Marianne, while you do that, come on off for 1 second.
So I don't know.
Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, what case
Hello.
are you here for this morning?
I'm sorry, what?
What case are you here for this morning?
Let's see, this is
The name of the defendant.
Dennis Riley.
Thank you.
I have a case number if
That's
you
okay.
need it.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Just, I'm gonna keep you right where you are. The judge will be right back.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Pentecost. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi there. I think, Sam, are you there?
We're gonna talk to this. So it's getting set up.
Good morning. Mr. Howard, can you hear me? Where it says Eric Howard, can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Hi,
ma'am.
What case are you here for this morning?
You want the case number?
Oh, I see. Nope, I've got you. Nope, never mind. Thank you.
Marianne, is there anyone ready?
I just pulled in, no, I just pulled in a few defendants. I don't know if they want MIDC or not. And Mr. Pentecost is here, and that's Sam's client.
And Mr. Jadala is here. So let's see if we can get this one. And Miss Olden has been here. Hold on, let me get this. Pentecost. This is 201076 OM, City of Romulus versus Pentecost.
Which one am I supposed to be on? Which one am I supposed to be?
You are right. Oh, you know what, Mr. Kaplan, I don't know if he's back yet. I know he had another courtroom. He might not be back yet. Mr. Badar, was that enough time with Mr. Canellis and the interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready. It's going to be a plea.
When Mr. Kaplan comes back, we'll take care of that plea.
Your Honor, I'm here. I apologize.
Oh, thank you. This is 21RP01345 A and B and R21RP00998OM. These are City of Romulus versus Carlos Manuel Canales Rosa.
La señora jueza acaba de llamar el número de los casos en contra de el señor Carlos Canales Rosa de parte del Estado.
We have the interpreter present, Mr. Ricardo Caceres.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that you will faithfully translate English into Spanish and Spanish into English this morning?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Appearances.
Daniel Batar, on behalf of Mr. Canales, Your Honor, as to his arraignment, will waive a formal reading and stand mute.
Están mencionando que él se está presentando en su favor y que usted se va a mantener en silencio.
How are we proceeding this morning, Mr. Batar?
Your Honor, he's going to enter a guilty plea to fighting. The other two charges will be dismissed, and that fighting charge will be deferred for 6 months with fines and costs.
Está mencionando de que las dos acusaciones serían descartadas, mientras que usted se va a declarar culpable de pelea y que después de 6 meses esta acusación de pelea también sería descartada.
Judge, I would just state for the record, while speaking with Mr. Canales, because of the language barrier, I inquired as to whether or not he is a U.S. citizen. He is, and there are no immigration issues.
Mr. Canales, you had an opportunity to speak to the attorney this morning?
Yes.
And you wish to accept the offer to plead guilty to fighting?
¿Usted desea declararse culpable ante la acusación de pelear?
Sí.
Yes.
Understanding that the other two matters will be dismissed.
Entiende que las otras dos acusaciones serán descartadas.
Sí.
Yes.
And the attorney discussed the rights you would give up by pleading guilty.
Y el abogado habló con usted de sus derechos con relación a declararse culpable este día.
Sí.
Yes.
And sir, is it true that on March 10th, 2021 in the city of Romulus, you were fighting?
Y es cierto que el 10 de marzo del 2021 en la ciudad de Romulus, usted se involucró en una pelea.
Sí.
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Kaplan?
Looks like he left
Mr.
again,
Bitar-
Judge. Defense is
yeah.
satisfied.
The court will accept your plea.
Al fiscal.
Impose a fine of $100. Cost of $200. I'm sorry, cost of $100, fine of $100. $75 crime victim. $50 state cost. $20 fund for a total of $345.
La multa total es de $345 que incluyen multas, costos y dinero que va a un fondo en contra de la violencia.
Okay.
Mr. Canales, are you able to pay that within 30 days? I'm sorry, Mr. Bitar.
I was just going to answer that before you asked it, Judge. Mr. Canales will need some time to pay, please.
Okay.
El señor Canales va a necesitar tiempo para poder pagar esta multa. Eso es lo que dijo su abogado.
Lo puedo hacer en 2 pagos.
I can do it.
Does
in
his
2
phone
payments.
number, Mr. Canales' phone number end in 8661?
Yes.
The matter will be sent to collections for a payment plan, okay?
Okay.
Le van a mandar entonces el plan de pago, ¿ok?
Okay. Thank you. Gracias.
We're all set. Have a good day.
Ya
Thank-
estuvo. Que tenga buen día. Adiós.
Gracias a todos.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is 21BL00051 A and B. These are City of Belleville versus Joseph Banco. Oh, we're still looking for Mr. Bowditch. This is 21BL00150OT, City of Belleville versus Ruth Marie Oden.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Oden, there is a 1 count alleging that today is the only time set for your arraignment and pretrial in this matter. Ma'am, it's alleged that on April 1st, 2021, in the city of Belleville, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, was it your intention to proceed on your own this morning, or were you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
Just on my own.
Ma'am, there's an offer from the prosecutor indicating that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive, that the driving while license would be dismissed, I'm sorry. Do you wish to accept the offer from the prosecutor, or do you want to proceed with the arraignment?
I have to proceed, Your Honor, because I didn't allow unlawful
Ma'am,
drive.
don't, we're not at a point where we're discussing the underlying case, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
For the purposes of arraignment, how do you wish to proceed, ma'am?
Guilty, please.
You wish to plead guilty to driving while license suspended?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you understand that that's a misdemeanor
Yes, ma'am.
and that you could face up to 93 days in jail and fines of $500 plus court costs?
Yes, Your Honor.
And knowing that you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And would you state your full name for me, please?
Ruth Marie Oden.
Ms. Oden, the court will accept your plea of guilty. Is there anything you'd like to say before the court imposes a sentence in this matter?
Probably just to, Your Honor, I was taking my dad to the hospital. He lives in Belleville. I live in Detroit. I did have my son in the back seat, and he's a licensed driver, but my dad is kind of easy with his driving, so that was the reason why I was driving.
Mr. Nolan, do you have any comment in this matter?
Your Honor, the only comment I would have is I would encourage Ms. Oden to speak to one of the court-appointed attorneys available to her today. The plea offered to her is significantly better than the driving while license suspended. And I would imagine that after she's had an opportunity to speak with counsel, that she may be willing to avail herself of that lesser charge.
Mr. Nolan, I understand your comments, and I did inquire of Ms. Oden whether or not she wished to speak to the court-appointed attorney in this matter. Ma'am, hearing the prosecutor for the city of Belleville state the same thing the court previously indicated, do you wish to change your plea at all or avail yourself of the opportunity to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
Ma'am, Mr. Nolan, was there anything else? Ma'am, the court will impose. Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor, I am.
Where do you work?
I work for the Carmichael's Cancer Institute in Detroit, Michigan.
How long have you been there?
11 years.
Other than this matter, have you resolved any issues regarding your license?
No.
Are you making efforts to resolve your license issues?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
When was the last time you had a valid license, ma'am?
It's been a while. I don't drive. I only drive when I have to, in an emergency. My husband runs me around, or my children.
Ma'am, inasmuch as you have tendered a plea of guilty in this matter and have now 3 times refused the assistance of the court-appointed attorney, the court will impose the following sentence. It's a fine of $500, cost of $100, crime victims of $75, state costs of $50. There's a fund fee of $20. Ma'am, that's a total of $745. Are you able to pay that within 30 days or do you need more time to pay?
I request more time, Your Honor, please.
Ms. Oden, the matter will be referred to collections. Your phone number, please.
313-659-8737.
Ma'am, is there anything else this morning?
No, ma'am.
Have a good day, Ms. Oden.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mary Ann.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Banco. What were we waiting for? We were waiting for Mr. Bowditch and that. Would you give him a call, please?
I will.
Thank you. And then I see Pentecost is back. Mr. Jadala, was that your file? Yes. This is 2010760M, City of Romulus versus Cecilio Pentecost. Mr. Jadala? This is 21BL001880M, City of Belleville versus Dennis Riley. Dennis Riley.
Yep, he's here.
Could you state your name for me, please, sir?
Dennis J. Riley.
Mr. Riley, today is the day and time set for your arraignment and pretrial. Sir, it's alleged that on April 16, 2021, the city of Belleville, you had, whoever's on the phone, would you please mute yourself? You had open intoxicants in public. That's a misdemeanor, sir. There's an offer in the file from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty, if you plead responsible, my apologies, responsible to the added count of double parking and pay a fine of $300, the misdemeanor would be dismissed. Do you wish to accept the offer from the prosecutor, or would you like the opportunity to speak to a court-appointed attorney?
You can, so he's hard of hearing. He didn't hear all of that. Can I repeat for him what I understand?
Yes, please.
Okay, so they're offering you a plea that if you pay a fine of $300, then the charges go.
Mary Ann, what, Mr. Haney is here for what matter?
I haven't had an opportunity to ask him what his name is yet.
Okay.
Sir, what case are you here for? Mr. Haney, or where it says Mr. Haney?
To say yes, you agree to the pleading responsible on the fine.
What do you think I should do?
I think you should pay the fine.
$300.
Yeah, you can do that.
Ma'am, did you have enough time to explain that to Mr. Riley?
Yes. And he says he agrees to taking responsibility and paying the fine.
Mr. Riley, you understand that if the court accepts your plea of responsible to the double parking, you won't have a trial of any kind?
You won't have a trial. Do you understand?
Yes.
Is it true that on April 16, 2021, the city of Belleville, you were double parked?
You have to say yes to the deal, I think.
Yes. I did it for car.
Satisfied, Mr. Nolan?
I am, Your Honor.
The court will accept the plea in this matter to double parking, assess the agreed upon $300 fine of $300. Mr. Riley, are you able to pay that within 30 days?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll make a notation in the file that $300 is due by July 17, 2021. That can either be paid in person here at the court. You can go online and pay it, or you can mail it to the court. Anything else, Mr. Riley?
Are you all set?
Huh?
Anything else?
No.
We're all set. You can log off now. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Judge, with respect to Mr. Banco's case, I just tried to contact Mr. Bowditch.
Bowditch.
Belcher. And I don't know if this is accurate or not, but Jeff claims that Mr. Banco was going to retain an attorney. Is that accurate, Mr. Banco?
I was able to afford the consultation with an attorney, so that was what I was able to do.
Okay.
Mr. Banco? Mr. Banco?
Yes.
Sir, I can barely hear you. Is it accurate that you were going to retain an attorney?
That was the plan, to retain an attorney. I consulted an attorney. So he can't hear me.
Mr. Banco, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? You can't hear me at all? No. No.
I can hear you, but not enough for my purposes.
Okay, how about, thought I was gonna be able to use this. Can you hear me?
No,
Okay,
Mr. Banko, I can hear you now, yes.
yes, you can hear me now? Okay.
Were you going to retain an attorney?
I was able to get the consultation of attorney and there was, I was instructed, there was a offer in the file and I was told that was reasonable.
Sir, here's the problem. I'm in a 2-story courtroom with a blowing fan on. I cannot hear you, okay? So if you can unplug and speak direct, I don't know what your volume issue is over there.
I'm not sure either. It looked good. It looked good on, you know, the test and everything.
No, Mr. Banko, that's not going to work for me right now. My apologies.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix it. Hold on.
I can't hear what you're saying, but while you're getting yourself together, I'm going to quickly, sir, I'm going to quickly call 21RP01282, 20RP04174OT. These matters are City of Romulus versus Brian Chubb. These matters were scheduled for a arraignment and pretrial at 9:50 a.m. It's 11:13 by the court's clock. There is no one by the name of Chubb in the court's waiting room, virtual waiting room, or virtual hearing room. The reason I'm calling these matters is that Kathleen Chubb is here and has been here, and I don't want her to sit here any longer. Inasmuch as Mr. Chubb has failed to appear as ordered by the court, KPSS will issue in this matter. Okay, Ms. Chubb?
I don't understand. I apologize.
That's okay. You're free to go.
Okay. So
Okay.
Are they going to reschedule it? Are they going to?
The defendant has failed to appear. Bench warrant will issue for his appearance.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too.
Mr. Banko, you unplugged?
Yes, I'm unplugged.
Okay, that's a little bit better. Were you retaining an attorney or were you proceeding on your own?
I got the consultation of an attorney and I was instructed that the offer that was in the file was reasonable. So what do you mean no?
Are you retaining an attorney or are you proceeding on your own?
Proceeding on my own.
Thank you. These are matters of City of Belleville versus Joseph Philip Banko. The matter was scheduled for pre-trial this morning. Mr. Nolan is here on behalf of the city. Mr. Banko, the last offer in the file was operating while intoxicated.
Yes.
And your indication to the court is that you will be accepting this offer from the people?
Yes.
There is a court-appointed attorney available this morning. Do you wish to speak to them or do you wish to proceed on your own?
If there is one available, I'll speak to them, yes.
Mr. Batar?
Yes, Judge, I'll take care of it. What was the offer?
Thank you. Operating while intoxicated. The cases are high BAC and open intox.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh. City of Belleville versus Eric William Howard. This is 21BL00165OT.
Yes,
State your
ma'am.
name for me, please, sir.
Eric William Howard.
Mr. Howard, today is the day and time set for your arraignment in this matter, sir. It's alleged that on April the 19th, 2021, in the city of Belleville, you drove while your license was not valid or you had an improper license. Were you going to proceed on your own this morning, or are you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
I have an attorney,
Who is your attorney?
Steve Lacamero.
Do you know how to spell his last name? Or Mr. Howard, was your attorney supposed to be here this morning?
I had talked to him this morning, and he told me to just come on here. He said it was my arraignment and let them know that I have an attorney.
Okay, I need you to spell his last name for me, please.
Can I call him?
Sir, Mr. Howard, his
Yes.
last name is Lacamero.
Yeah. Yes.
Mr. Howard, what the court will do is enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. I'm writing a note in the file that Steve Lacamero is to be retained in this matter. I'm writing in the file phonetically. I'm writing in the file as it sounds. We're going to schedule the pretrial for July the 15th, 2021 at 10:30 a.m. And that will be with Judge Green. Notice will be mailed to you. You need to advise your attorney as well. Bond in this matter, any comment, Mr. Nolan?
No, Your Honor.
Bond will be set at $5,000 personal. Anything else this morning, Mr. Howard?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, we're all set. Please let your attorney know this new date, and if anything changes between now and then, we'll see you back in July, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Pentecost.
Yes, Judge. I would just ask Mr. Kaplan if there was a complaining witness here on Mr. Pentecost.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your patience. I do apologize. Your Honor, when we had this last case, I don't remember any order for a complaining witness to appear. I thought it was adjourned. So I do not have a complaining witness here today. But my notes don't state that there was an order. If I missed that, I do apologize.
This is file 201076 OM, City of Romulus versus Celio Pentecost. Mr. Jadala, I heard your comment. My note in the file just says final pretrial.
And yes, Your Honor, and usually I may have not articulated it. I was under the impression that at final pretrials, the intent was for the complaining witness to appear. If not, Your Honor, we respectfully request the matter be set for a final pretrial requiring the complaining witness to appear.
You'd have no objection to that, Your Honor.
Final pretrial will be August the 15th, 2021 at 10:10 a.m. with Judge Green. I'll make a note that the complaining victim must appear.
You said that's August 15th?
Anything, August 15th, sorry. Thank you, Mr. Kaplan. No, August 5th. August 5th, sorry. August 5th at 10:10 a.m. I'm just making up dates. Anything else, Mr. Kaplan?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
August 5th, thank you.
Hello?
Your Honor, I believe.
Mr. Batar's back, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, I'm not sure, but I believe I have a Mr. M. Bosa scheduled at 10:10 in the waiting room. I just didn't know if he was or not. I just wanted to make sure if there was anybody in the waiting room. He's texting me saying he is.
He was there. I brought him in and he disappeared.
I will call him and tell him to get back on. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Mr. Batar, was that enough time with Mr. Banco?
No, Your Honor, I need another breakout room with him, please.
Mary Ann will send you back. This is BL 21BL00193 A and B, City of Belleville versus Taquan Collier. State your name for me, please.
Taquan Collier.
Mr. Collier, today is the day and time set for your arraignment and pretrial, sir. It's alleged that on April the 19th, 2021, in the city of Belleville, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, fines of $500 plus court costs. On that same day, also in the city of Belleville, it's alleged that you were speeding 6 to 10 over the posted limit. Sir, this is a civil infraction.
Oh, okay.
For the
I'm back
purposes
in-
of arraignment, were you wishing to proceed on your
I'm
own, or
back
were you
in,
looking for the assistance of court-appointed attorney?
A court-appointed attorney, Your Honor.
Mr. Batar is in a breakout room with another individual. If you would mute yourself and sit tight, we'll get you into a breakout room with him as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jadala, your client is here. They were under a different name. But if you're ready, this is 21RP00406OM, City of Romulus versus Victor Amovosa.
Your Honor, respectfully, I need a brief breakout room with my client, please.
Marianne will put you in a breakout room with him.
I just sent invitation, breakout room 2, Sam.
I'm going there now. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is 21BL00068A, B, and C. This is City of Belleville versus Mark Allen Freeman. State your name for me, please, Mr. Freeman. Mark Freeman. This is 21BL00239,
Yes.
City of Belleville versus Jacob Bonus.
Jacob Bonus is right here.
Sir, today is the day and time set for your arraignment and pretrial. It's alleged that on April the 14th, 2021, in the city of Belleville, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus fines of $500 plus court costs. For the purposes of arraignment, were you looking to proceed on your own, or were you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
For a lawyer, I was looking for a lawyer.
He is in with other defendants right now. If you would mute yourself when he's available, we'll put you into a breakout room to discuss the case with him, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Batar, was that enough
Yes,
time
Judge.
with Mr. Banco?
Yes, Judge, we're ready to do a plea. I'll stand in for Mr. Bowditch.
Recalling the matters of City of Belleville versus Banco.
Daniel Batar on behalf of
This matter
Mr.
was-
Banco.
Shane
Thank
Nolan.
you. This matter was scheduled for pretrial this morning, and Mr. Banco is here, Mr. Nolan is here, Mr. Batar. And the plea this morning?
Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, go ahead.
Guilty.
No, hang on, Mr. Banco.
Oh,
Daniel
sorry.
Batar on behalf of Mr. Banco. I'm standing in for Mr. Bowditch. Your Honor, he is going to tender a guilty plea to operating while intoxicated. That's a reduction from high BAC, and the other two charges are going to be dismissed.
Mr. Banco, did you hear Mr. Batar?
Yes, I did.
And that's your understanding of the offer from the prosecutor?
Yes, it is.
Back to trial and then again, it's just. So what do you think? I don't understand how.
Sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind? You won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf?
Yes, I do.
Knowing that, and sir, your plea this morning is freely and voluntarily given?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on January 29, 2021, in the city of Belleville, you operated a vehicle while you were intoxicated?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Nolan?
I am, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Batar?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Sir, the court accepts your plea to the operating while intoxicated. Will dismiss the other matters. The next step in these proceedings that the matter will be referred to probation for interview and the schedule a sentencing date. Your phone number, please, Mr. Banco.
734-507-9857.
And your email address.
Joseph P is in Paul Banco @gmail.com.
You will get an email with some paperwork from the probation department and phone calls. Please respond to their contact as quickly as possible, and they'll schedule you to come back for your sentencing, okay?
Okay.
Any questions, Mr. Banco?
No, Your Honor.
We're all set. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Batar, were you ready with Mr. Amavosa? Oh, no. Okay. Marianne. Mr. Batar,
Yes, Judge.
there is Taquan Collier. That is a City of Belleville case. He has a speeding 6 to 10 and a DWLS. The offer is allowing unlawful driver and double parking of 225.
Got it, Judge.
Mr. Collier, you're going to see an invitation to join Mr. Batar in the breakout room.
Okay, Your Honor.
Mr. Jadala, were you ready with Mr. Amavosa?
Your Honor, I needed a few more minutes in the breakout room. If you could please re-invite us into a breakout room so I could finish my conversation with him.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So you're not going to tell him.
It's really up to you, isn't it?
Sir, you need to join breakout room 1 so you can speak with your attorney.
To the gentleman that's chewing with the beer, your name, please.
Marquise Baker.
Mr. Baker.
Put this food over with.
Mr. Jadala is who you were with previously. He is actually in a breakout room with someone else. Mr. Baker, if you'll sit tight.
Just
Mary
go
Ann,
ahead and
Mr.
finish
Freeman
eating.
still doesn't have audio.
Then.
I'm sorry, Judge. I didn't hear what you said.
Mr. Freeman still doesn't have audio. I put him back in the breakout room with a message to connect the audio, and that's not happening. Mr. Jadala?
Yes, Your Honor, we are ready to proceed.
This is 21RP00406OM. This is City of Romulus versus Victor Amavosa.
Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Jadala, 62186, appearing on behalf of defendant. Your Honor, at this time, we respectfully request a Zoom bench trial. My client has no objection to having a Zoom bench trial.
A Zoom bench trial. We had this conversation earlier, Mary Ann. I don't know if you got any clear direction. Mr. Jadala, I don't have any more Romulus this year. I don't know if we can coordinate a date for you and Mr. Kaplan. I don't know how we're supposed to handle these matters.
Maybe me and Mr. Kaplan could talk, discuss it, and then come back with the court with a proposed date and time.
That sounds reasonable.
I didn't mean to speak with you, Mr. Kaplan. I apologize.
You should apologize. No, I'm kidding. That works.
Mary Ann, would an afternoon maybe work better for you? Mary Ann, like 2 weeks from now in the afternoon?
On a non-Tuesday, please, Judge. I'm sorry.
On a non-Tuesday?
Yes, please.
I'm looking.
Mary Ann, maybe on a Wednesday where we're not criminal.
I would like to do only Tuesdays, Your Honor. I apologize.
Wednesday,
Well, Mary,
Wednesday, July 14th.
I got the sound again.
I will not be available in the afternoon on Wednesday, July 14th.
July 21st.
I will be available July 21st.
I am available also on July 21st.
July 21st at 1?
That's fine with me, Judge.
Is this in person? I didn't hear that, sorry.
Zoom.
It's by Zoom. Mr. Kaplan, that's good?
Yeah, that works for me, Your Honor. Thank you.
July 21st at 1 p.m. Back with me by Zoom.
Thank
Mr.
you, Judge.
Amoroso, we'll see you on that day at that time, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Batar, did you speak to Mr. Collier?
Yes, Judge, we're ready.
Wait, this is 21BL00193 A and B, City of Belleville versus Taquan Collier.
Present, Your Honor.
Appearances.
Daniel Batar on behalf of Mr. Collier, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Shane Nolan on behalf of the City of Belleville.
This matters were scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. How are we proceeding, Mr. Batar?
Your Honor, will waive a form of reading, stand mute. He's going to accept the offer.
Mr. Collier, you were able to hear Mr. Batar just now?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
And you wish to accept the offer from the prosecutor wherein you will plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive and responsible to double parking, and the other matters will be dismissed?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you won't have a trial of any kind to give up all your rights associated with going forward.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you, sir, you haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, you've been threatened?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mr. Collier, is it true that on April 19, 2021, in the city of Belleville, you allowed an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is it also true that on April 19, 2021, in the city of Belleville, you were double parked contrary to law?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Nolan?
I am, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Batar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Collier, inasmuch as the parties have already agreed that the double parking will be $225, the court will assess $225 for the double parking. For allowing an unlawful driver to drive, the court will assess a fine of $300, cost of $100, $75 crime victims, $50 state costs, $20 fund fee for a total of $545. Will you be able to pay that within 30 days or do you need more time?
I could use more time, Your Honor.
We have a phone number for you that ends in 6062. Is that still a good phone number for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll send the file over to collections. Sir, you can call the court, speak to the collections department and set up a payment plan, or you can go online and request a payment plan at the court's website, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Collier?
No, ma'am.
Have a good day, sir.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Batar, we have Jacob Bonas out of Belleville. This is driving while license suspended. The offer is allowing an unlawful driver to drive. Marianne's going to send you an invitation to go into a breakout room with him.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Marianne.
Yes.
I kicked Mr. Freeman all the way out. I saw him starting to come in and then he disappeared. So we might just reschedule that if he does not come back. I see Mr. Baker and Mr. Thornton. Those are the last files that I see for this morning.
A lot of no-shows.
Oh. Mr. Freeman? Mr. Freeman?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
I can hear you now. Wonderful. Sir, can you start your audio, your video for me?
Okay.
Yes, sir. We have a couple other matters, sir, but if you sit tight, we'll get back to you. Mr. Batar, was that enough time for you?
Yes, Judge, we're ready on Mr. Bonas. He's going to take the office.
For purposes of arraignment,
We'll waive a formal reading. Stand mute, please.
Mr. Bonas, you heard Mr. Batar indicate that you'll be accepting the offer from the prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that the court accepts your plea this morning to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive. You give all the rights that you discussed with Mr. Batar.
Yes, ma'am.
And you still wish to plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is it true that on May the 14th, 2021, the city of Belleville, you allowed an unlawful driver to drive.
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Nolan?
Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Bitar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, the court accepts your plea, dismisses the original count of driving while license suspended. As to fines and costs in this matter,
Yes.
any comment, Mr. Bitar?
Judge, we're asking you to just assess fines and costs, and he will need a payment plan, please.
Sir, the court will assess a fine of $300, cost of $100, crime victims of $75, state costs of $50, and building fund of $20. That's $545. As indicated by Mr. Bitar, the matter will be referred to collections. We have a phone number for you that ends in 8282. Is that still a valid number?
Yes, ma'am.
The matter will be referred to collections. Sir, you can actually go online and request a payment plan, or you can call our collections department. You do have other matters outstanding with the court where you owe a total of $1,002. When you set your payment plan for this matter, they can make a payment plan that covers these other matters, okay?
Okay.
Any questions, Mr. Bonas?
No, ma'am.
We're all set, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Mr. Bitar, we have Mr. Marquise Baker, who's charged with failing to stop after property damage, accident, reckless driving. There's an offer in the file just to plead to the reckless.
Judge,
That's
I'm
from
going
March
to,
21st.
Ms. Belcher is going to take over for me. I have to, kids have a half day today, last day of school, so she's going to pinch hit for me.
Understood. Have a good day, Mr. Bitar.
Thank you, Judge. Good to see you.
Mr. Kaplan, this offer for reckless driving for Mr. Baker is from March 31st. Is that still a good offer?
Your Honor,
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Mr. Jadala. Mr. Jadala, I'm just giving away your client.
I was waiting for that one, Judge. I didn't see him log in. Is Mr. Kraus available?
Baker.
Baker? I'm sorry. Let me go back to that. I didn't see Mr. Baker. I apologize. I do see him now. I'm sorry. I just wanted to verify, was Mr. Baker also a final pretrial complaining witnesses having to appear or not, Judge? I haven't marked as that.
He is a final pretrial. Calling 20RP02718B, City of Romulus versus Marquise Baker. This matter is scheduled for final pretrial, Mr. Jadala.
And I'll just ask Mr. Kaplan if there was any complaining witnesses having appeared today. This matter was set at 10.
For Marquise Baker?
Yes.
This would not be a case that would require a complaining witness. If anything, I'd have the officer here. This is a reckless driver. Failed to stop at accident.
And I will speak with Mr. Baker briefly in the breakout room. And Mr. Kaplan, if you would text me the current offer, I would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
I see you, Mr. Thornton. Here, bear with us, sir. This is 21BL00068A, B, and C. These are City of Belleville versus Mark Allen Freeman. Mr. Freeman.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, sir. State your name for me, please.
Mark Allen Freeman, ma'am.
Mr. Freeman, today is the day and time set for your arraignment and pretrial, sir. This alleges that on February 6, 2021, the City of Belleville, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus fines and court costs. On that same day in the City of Belleville, you also disobeyed a traffic signal. That's a civil infraction punishable with fines and costs of $230. And on that same date in the City of Belleville, you had no insurance. That's another civil infraction punishable with fines and costs of $270. There is an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead to allowing an unlawful driver to drive and double parking at $300, the other matters would be dismissed. Did you intend to proceed on your own this morning, or are you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
No, I'll take the $300 fine.
Sir, it's not just the $300 double parking fine, it's also the allowing an unlawful driver to drive.
I was driving my own car though.
Mr. Freeman, I'm gonna have you go into a breakout room with the court-appointed attorney, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna see a request to join a breakout room. You'll join Ms. Belcher in the breakout room.
Oh, and I'll be doing what in the breakout room, Your Honor?
Talking to her about the charges against you and the offer from the prosecutor. This is 21BL00215 A and B, City of Belleville versus Tosh Thornton. Mr. Thornton,
Yes.
state your name for me, please.
Tosh Thornton.
This is the day and time set for your arraignment and pretrial, sir. It's alleged that on April 30th, 2021, the City of Belleville, you drove while your license was not valid or improper license, sir. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to a period of jail and fines and costs. There's also a no proof of insurance on that same day. Civil infraction punishable with fines and costs of $220. Were you looking to proceed on your own this morning, or were you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
Attorney.
The attorney, Ms. Belcher, just went in with someone else. If you sit tight when she's done with Mr. Freeman, we'll call your matter, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Whoever pops out first. This is 20RP035920M, Arquise Alexander, City of Romulus. This matter was scheduled for 9:50 a.m. It's now 11:48 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, there being no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room, capias will issue. This is 21BL00187OT, City of Belleville versus Deanna Battaglia Bartolos. This matter was scheduled for 10:30 a.m. It's now 11:49 a.m. by the court's clock. There's no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Defendant having failed to appear, capias shall issue. This is 20BL00614. A and C, City of Belleville versus Ernest Lee Bellinger. This matter was scheduled for 10:50 a.m. It's now 11:49 a.m. by the court's clock. There's no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Defendant having failed to appear, capias shall issue. It's 180708OM, City of Romulus versus Teresa Kraus. This matter was scheduled for 10:20 a.m. It's now 11:49 a.m. by the court clock. There's no unidentified person in the court virtual waiting room. Defendant having failed to appear, capias shall issue. This is 21RP012720M, City of Romulus versus Dino Davis. This matter is scheduled for 9:10 a.m. It's now 11:49 a.m. by the court's clock. There's being no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room, capias shall issue. Ms. Belcher, was that sufficient time to speak to Mr. Freeman?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready.
For the purposes of recalling the matters of City of Belleville versus Mark Freeman.
Good morning, Your Honor. Leanna Belcher on behalf of Mr. Freeman. Mr. Freeman, can you please state your name for the judge?
Yes, ma'am. Mark Allen Freeman.
Your Honor, as the arraignment, we would waive the formal. Mr. Baker, can you mute yourself, please? We would waive the formal reading and stand mute, Your Honor. I did go over the offer with my client in the breakout room and his rights. He does wish to take advantage of that offer.
Mr. Freeman, were you able to hear Ms. Belcher just now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
And you had the opportunity to discuss your rights and the offer from the prosecutor this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you wish to accept that offer and plead guilty to allowing an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes, Your Honor.
And plead responsible to double parking?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Freeman, is it true that on February 6, 2021, in the City of Belleville, you allowed an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on that day, sir, were you also double parked?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Nolan?
And all that. We can go ahead and head back. Yeah.
I am, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Ms. Belcher?
Defense is satisfied.
Sir, the court accepts your pleas in this matter for purposes of sentencing by imposing fines and costs, Ms. Belcher. Any
Yes, Your Honor.
comment?
It's my understanding that my client took care of the suspension out of Westland. He is working at Kennedy and Sons warehouse. He's been there for approximately 4 years. He's actually at work right now, and he would ask Your Honor to allow him to enter into a payment plan to pay off whatever fines and costs you're going to assess.
Thank you. The double parking will be $300. For allowing the unlawful driver to drive, the fine will be $300. The cost will be $100. $75 crime victims, $50 state costs. There's a $150 warrant fee and a $20 fund fee for a total of $595. The matter will be referred to collections. Mr. Freeman, does your phone number end in 6813?
It does, Your Honor.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Freeman, the matter will be referred to collections to set a payment plan, okay? Mr. Jadala.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you ready with Mr. Baker?
We are ready with Mr. Baker, Your Honor.
This is 20RP0218 A and B. City of Romulus versus Marquise Baker.
And Your Honor, respectfully, Samer Jadala, P62186, appearing on behalf of Mr. Baker. Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Baker would also like to proceed to a Zoom bench trial. He understands he has a right to a jury trial, and he chooses to have a Zoom bench trial. I don't know if this court would consider making it on July 21st after the 1 o'clock bench trial we previously scheduled.
If we set it at 2 o'clock, will that be sufficient time?
What day?
I'm sorry, Mr. Baker?
That would be July 21st at 2 p.m., Mr. Baker.
What day of the week is that? Because I work too.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. I can't do. Can we do any later than that? Because I don't get up until around 4 o'clock.
The court's closed
Or
at
may-
4, Baker.
Okay, so yeah, I just call off then.
We'll see you at 2 o'clock on July 21st, sir.
July 21st. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. 2 o'clock. Have a good day. Ms. Belcher,
You too.
Yes, Judge.
we have City of Belleville versus Taj Thornton. This is a driving while license not valid and no proof of insurance. There's an offer for allowing unlawful driver.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Jadala, do you have anything else with us this morning?
Right now, I would just like to put on the record that at 9:20 a.m., I had a Rodney Ben Rayadem, who I believe perhaps has failed to appear. And I also at 10:20 a.m.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
At 9:20, you had a Rodney.
Ben Ray.
Oh, I see it. Yep.
I don't believe they have appeared. And at 10:20, I had a Teresa Kraus also scheduled, and I don't believe they have appeared.
Ms. Kraus has not appeared. I called the matter 11:49. Capus will issue. Was that it for you, Mr. Jadala?
That is all, Judge. May you and your staff and all the prosecutors there have a wonderful day.
Thanks,
You too, sir. Thank you.
And thank you for all you do, Marianne.
Oh, good to see you, Sam. Thanks.
Good seeing you guys.
While we're waiting for Mr. Thornton and Ms. Belcher to come back, we have 20R007499 A and B. These are City of Romulus versus the Lala J Investments. These matters were scheduled at 9:10 a.m. It's now 11:55 by the court's clock. There's only one person in the court's virtual waiting room that we will pull in right now. Capus will issue. This is 21BL001248OT, City of Belleville versus Anthony Erd. This matter was scheduled at 10:30 a.m. It's now 11:56 a.m. by the court's clock. There's no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room. KPS shall issue. Ms. Lawson. This is 21 RP 01276OM, City of Romulus versus Michael Friday. This matter was scheduled for 9:40 a.m. It's now 11:56 a.m. by the court's clock. There being no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room, KPS shall issue. Harmony Lane Lawson. You're not muted. I just can't hear you. Ms. Lawson, I saw you here earlier and you got disconnected somehow. This is 21BL00189 A, B, and C, City of Belleville versus Harmony Lane Lawson.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me now?
State your name.
Harmony Lane Lawson.
Ma'am, today is the day and time set for your arraignment and pretrial. It's alleged that on March 31st, 2021 in the City of Belleville, you operated a vehicle while intoxicated. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, fines of $500 plus court costs. Also, driving while license suspended, revoked, or denied. Again, a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, plus up to $500 fines and court costs. There's a civil infraction that you drove left of center. It's payable fine and cost of $150. For the purposes of your arraignment and proceeding this morning, were you intending to proceed on your own, or were you going to use the court-appointed attorney?
I didn't know what to do because, I'm sorry, I have to speak close to my phone. My microphone's broken. I just started a job Monday, and it's full-time. It's from 1 to 10:30 at night. I wanted to try to get it done as fast as possible, like go through the court proceeding as fast as possible.
Ma'am, the court-appointed attorney is in with another defendant, but if you sit tight when we're done with that matter, I'm going to send you into a breakout room with her, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Honor, if it's all right,
This
I
is
need to
two-
step out for about 60 seconds. I should be back soon.
Understood. Thank you, Mr. Nolan.
Thank you.
This is 21 RP 01268OM, City of Romulus versus Darrell Garrett. This matter was scheduled for 9:20 a.m. It's now 11:59 by the court's clock. There's no one in the court's virtual waiting room. The defendant having failed to appear, KPS shall issue. This is 21BL00180 A and B. These are City of Belleville versus John Hamilton. The matters were scheduled for 10:20 a.m. It's now 11:59 a.m. by the court's clock. There being no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room. KPS will issue in the misdemeanor matter and the civil infraction will be deemed in default. Ms. Belcher, Mr. Nolan stepped away for just a half a second. Was that enough time with Mr. Thornton?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready to proceed and it's going to be a plea as offered.
Okay, and we'll do that as soon as Mr. Nolan returns. And then we have one last matter of Harmony Lawson. This is driving left to center, DWLS, and operating while intoxicated. There's an offer of operating while impaired and allowing unlawful driver to drive.
Okay, Judge, I can speak
As
with her.
soon as Mr. Lawson comes, as Mr. Nolan comes back, we'll do Mr. Thornton and then send you into a breakout room with Ms. Lawson. Mr. Kaplan,
Yes, Your Honor.
it's 12 o'clock. There are no persons waiting in the court's waiting room. I'm just doing the capuses now. If you want to stay around, great. Otherwise, 12 o'clock is too late for the 9 o'clock docket.
All right. Thank you so much, Your Honor. I'll see you soon. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. This is 173647OT. This is City of Belleville versus Rhea Knott. This matter was scheduled for 10:30 a.m. It's now 12 p.m. by the court's clock. There being no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room, KPS shall issue. This is 200815OM. This is City of Belleville versus Lane Edward Oliveri. This matter was scheduled for 10:20 a.m. It's now 12:01 p.m. by the court's clock. There being no one in the court's virtual waiting room, habeas shall issue. Recalling the matter of Belleville versus Taj Thornton. Appearances.
Or good afternoon now, excuse me. Leanna Belcher on behalf of Mr. Thornton. Mr. Thornton, can you please state your name?
Todd Starks.
Your Honor, I'm not sure if this was set for an arraignment pretrial. If it was, we waive the formal reading and stand mute. As to the pretrial portion, Your Honor, I did have an opportunity to speak with my client in the breakout room. He does wish to take advantage of the offer, where he would be pleading to allowing with the other counts dismissed.
Mr. Thornton, were you able to hear Ms. Belcher just now?
Yes.
And it is your understanding that you will be pleading guilty to the added count of allowing an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes.
And that the driving while license suspended and the no proof of insurance will be dismissed?
Yes.
And you had the opportunity to discuss these charges and your rights with Ms. Belcher?
Yes, I did.
And you understand that if the court accepts your plea, you'll be waiving those rights?
Yes, I understand.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily, sir?
Yes.
Is it true that on April 30th, 2021, the city of Belleville, you allowed an unlawful driver to drive?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Nolan?
I am.
Defense is satisfied.
Satisfied, Ms. Belcher? Thank you. The court will accept your plea, sir, to allow an unlawful driver to drive and will dismiss the other charges. As for sentencing in this matter, as to fines and costs, Ms. Belcher, any comment?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 22 years old. He does reside with his mother. He was attending school at Washtenaw to obtain his GED. He has not completed that yet, so he is working towards that. He's unemployed. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already. So he does have limited financial means, Your Honor. He would ask that you impose minimum fines and costs and allow him to enter into a payment plan. It's my understanding his license was expired and he has since set up an appointment at the Secretary of State and has that coming up in July.
Mr. Thornton, the court will assess a fine of $200, cost of $100, crime victims of $75, their state costs of $50, there's fund fee of $20, that's $445. The matter can be referred to collections to allow you to set a payment plan.
He would request that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Your phone number, Mr. Thornton?
It's 734-752-0622, Your Honor.
Anything further in this matter?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Thornton, you're all set, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Sure.
Ms. Lawson, you're going to see an invitation to go into a breakout room with Ms. Belcher. Thank you, Mary Ann. This is 21BL001678OT. This is City of Belleville versus Gordon Orset. The matter was scheduled for 10:30 a.m. It's now 12:04 p.m. by the court's clock. There are no persons in the court's virtual waiting room. Habeas shall issue. This is 1737590M. City of Belleville versus John Lauren Palmer Jr. This matter is scheduled for 10:50 a.m. It's now 12:04 p.m. by the court's clock. There's no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Defendant having failed to appear, habeas shall issue. This is BL21BL00218A and B. City of Belleville versus Justin Jajan Parker. Matter was scheduled for 11 a.m. It's now 12:05 p.m. by the court's clock. There's no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Defendant having failed to appear, habeas shall issue in the misdemeanor file and the civil infraction will be deemed in default. This is 193515OT, City of Belleville versus Latanya Posey. The matter was scheduled for 10:30 a.m. It's now 12:05 p.m. by the court's clock. There's no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Defendant having failed to appear, habeas shall issue. Back on the record in the matter of Belleville versus Harmony Lawson.
Your Honor, Leanna Belcher on behalf of Ms. Lawson, I would request an additional breakout room. We were only provided 30 seconds the first time around, so I did not get much time with her.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is 20RP03590M, City of Romulus versus Morel Pulley. This matter was scheduled for 9 a.m. It's now 12:06 p.m. by the court's clock. There being no person in the court virtual waiting room, defendant having failed to appear, Capia shall issue. This is 21 RP 01696OM and 1806280T, City of Romulus versus Devon Riggins. These matters were scheduled at 9:30 a.m. It's now 12:06 p.m. by the court's clock. The defendant had been here at some point but did not stay based on his failure to appear for the hearing in its totality. Capia shall issue. This is 20 RP 057340M, City of Romulus versus AHZHANE. Last name is Scandrick. Matter was scheduled for 9:20 a.m. It is now 12:07 p.m. by the court's clock. There are no unidentified persons, no persons waiting in the court's virtual waiting room. Defendant having failed to appear, Capia shall issue. This is 21BL00047A, B, and C, and 21BL00244OM, City of Belleville versus Melissa Sue Taylor. These matters were scheduled for 11 a.m. It's now 12:07 p.m. by the court's clock. There being no persons in the court's virtual waiting room. Defendant having failed to appear, Capia shall issue in the misdemeanor matters and the civil infraction will be deemed in default. This is 21 RP 013740M, City of Romulus versus Tyreek Maurice Terry. This matter is scheduled for 10:40 a.m. It's now 12:08 p.m. by the court's clock. There being no one in the court's virtual waiting room, Capia shall issue. This is 21 RP 00802 A and B, City of Romulus versus Rodney Van Riendum. Matter scheduled for 9:20 a.m. It's now 12:08 p.m. by the court's clock. Counsel Samir Jadala had appeared. The defendant failed to appear. There being no one in the court's virtual waiting room, Capia shall issue. This is 1742560T, City of Belleville versus Gabrielle Dominique Woods. This matter was scheduled for 10:50 a.m. It's now 12:08 p.m. by the court's clock. There's no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room. Capia shall issue. Ms. Belcher, was that sufficient time with Ms. Lawson?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready to proceed.
How are we proceeding this morning, Ms. Belcher?
Your Honor, we'll be requesting an adjournment of the pretrial so that I can obtain the discovery. We would ask that the offer remain open if Mr. Nolan is okay with that.
I have no issue with that.
For the purposes of arraignment, Ms. Belcher?
Your Honor, we waive the formal reading and stand mute.
As to bond in this matter?
Your Honor, we would request a personal bond. My client did indicate that she does have one prior from 2013, so there's a little bit of a time gap in between this case and that. She did just start working at the Ford plant cleaning. That started on Monday, so she does have new employment. For those reasons, Your Honor, it's not a flight risk. We would ask for the personal bond.
Bond will be set at $5,000 personal. No intoxicants. Ms. Lawson, you're not to purchase, possess, or consume any intoxicants during the pendency of this matter.
Yes, ma'am.
Your next date will be July the 15th, 2021 at 10:40 a.m. And that will be with Judge Green. Anything else, Mr. Nolan?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Belcher?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
That concludes our docket. Ms. Lawson, you're all set. You have a good day, ma'am.
You guys too.
Good to see you, Mrs. Belcher. Have a good day. Mr. Nolan, have a good day.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure, Judge.